friends, welcome back to my channel. Friends, you can see people nowadays are having lack of patience. They react instantly. They react on the situation when they face it. So how to tackle this? And these all arises because of spontaneous reaction you have got inside your head. Instead of thinking on the situation, we do react on that situation. This is actually nothing but the anger we face. So today we are going to discuss about how we can control our anger. The very first thing, before we come to the principles of anger or the principles to control anger, we would discuss how exactly anger arises. Anger comes when things are not according to our wishes, when things don't go according to what we think, when things don't happen what we were expecting of, when you are expecting someone to react in a particular way and the person is not accordingly. So this is where the anger situation comes. So very first thing, how can you avoid anger? The very first situation could be you can move away from that situation. You can move from that environment to uh, get away from that situation, so that instead of reacting on spot, you can later on think and come back for the same thing. So now, talking about the anger situations, the very first principle to control anger is delay the response. Yes, friends, we can delay the response before we act on to it. What happens actually when we listen something or when we see something and we want to react on it, the very first thing, the reaction comes is from our right side of the brain, and that reaction is instant, that has no rational thinking involved in it, that has no logic into it. So it comes spontaneously. Now, how can we delay it? Just think on it. And another one, when you are giving a delayed response, we get a logical response, we get a rational response, we get a response which comes from our left side of the brain. So we get a logical reason behind that reaction. So the very first thing could be delay the response. The second one is anticipate the conflict. Try avoiding the situation. As I said in the very first point, you can go away from the environment, because once you are inside the room or the particular situation where people are talking about this, you cannot come out of it. So the very first thing is try avoiding that situation, and also keep in mind that you are avoiding the spontaneous reaction, you are avoiding the instant reaction. So delay the response as well as try to avoid the situation of reacting on spot. You can rehearse, you can sit for a while and you can think on it, that how can you react on this, what was the exact situation, what could be the reason the next person have behaved in that particular manner. You can keep yourself in that particular person situation, you can keep yourself in the situation of that person, that what made him or her to react that way, and then you can get your answer back. You can keep yourself in their shoes and you can see how you will react. Keeping yourself not as first or the second person, you have to keep yourself as the third person, only then you can get the right answer to your question. So the third principle is resolve the conflict when you are calm. So when you are sitting calm, you have to think on all the situation, what made him or her to react that way, what made that person to behave this way. So now, when I was talking about the expectations, not necessarily the person is aware what you are exactly expecting out of it. So instead of making that person realize that he she did a mistake of not or not fulfilling your expectations, it's better to go and discuss what exactly do you expect from that person, so that once the person is aware of your expectations, he or she can react that way. So once you suppose you know this, that the person is aware of your expectation, now try to keep yourself in their situation again and think what made them not to react or not to fulfill your expectation. There could be n number of reasons. There are possibilities. Suppose you give a call to a friend of yours and your friend is not receiving the call, you might be feeling anxious, you might be going through some anxiety situation, you might be going through some nervous situation, you might be going through some sad situation, but it is not necessary. On the time when you need your friend's help, your friend is available. There could be n number of reasons. Your friend is busy into something, your friend could be engaged somewhere, your friend is somewhere in some other situation. So before reacting on it, you can talk to your friend, what made you to behave this way? And once you discuss that situation, later on you can come to a conclusion. You can also convey your message. This is what made me to react. This is what I was going through and I was expecting you to be with me on that time. But once you know the situation of your friends too, you might not react in that way what you were about to react earlier. So you can easily control your anger. Friends, it is not that easy. You must have heard that when you are angry, you can start counting rivers. You can start counting the things. That is not so easy. So instead of giving a count to those things, you can think on the situation, what exactly you're going through. Or if you feel that this might lead you to some anxious situation, this might lead you to some anxiety, you can start yourself distracting from that situation. If you're distracted, you can later on, after 1 or 2 hours, you can think on the situation and then you can react what you wanted to react for that particular situation that was actually causing you to get into some anger. That's all for today's anger topic. We will get back in the next video on other topics. Thank you. Have a good day. Take care. Bye bye.